The semi-finals of the Champions League are already set. PSG, Borussia Dortmund, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich are the only teams still alive for the coveted European title. The showdown between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich promises to be insane. Thomas Müller and Rodrygo have already commented on this heavyweight classic in the Champions League. I'll stick around until the end because I want your opinions on everything they said about Müller's controversial comment regarding Ancelotti and what you expect for this showdown. Right after the quarter-final matchups were drawn, many considered that the Champions League winner would emerge from the right side of the bracket, as there we had Arsenal against Bayern and the much-anticipated matchup Real Madrid versus Manchester City. The survivors from that side of the bracket are already determined. Bayern Munich showed its size in the competition even after having one of its worst seasons in years, where they were eliminated from the German Cup by a third-division German club, and in the Bundesliga, they are 14 points behind the leader Bayer Leverkusen. The team, led by Thomas Tuchel, managed to advance against an Arsenal that until recently was leading the Premier League, still vying for the English title, and was considered the favourite by many in the matchup. Bayern proved that a giant, even if mismanaged, can still cause damage to opponents. It proved that the opponent who goes to the Allianz Arena will have to sweat a lot to achieve a positive result, at least in the Champions League. But now the clash will be with the king of this competition, Real Madrid. Real Madrid achieved a huge qualification against one of the favourites, Manchester City, not even at the Etihad Stadium. Vinicius Jr., Rodrygo and Bellingham played superbly. Bayern Munich is a very inconsistent team this season. They are trying to find a way to save themselves and the season in the Champions League. They can do it, as they have great players, mainly Harry Kane, who, even in a bad collective season for his team, has 40 goals in 41 games.
Harry, just how big of a win was that tonight? Your smile says it all.
Yeah, unbelievable win. You know, it's been a tough season for us. We've had to fight and really grind at times, and today was that. You know, we knew it was going to be a tough game. We knew at home we could make the difference with our fans there, and it was what we expected. A tough game, a tight game.
But it's worth remembering City also had Haaland, and let's say Rudiger, and Real Madrid's entire defence system took care of him in the two games. But one thing I'm sure of after qualifying, Bayern players are more confident and ready to give their all. Bayern is a partial team like Real Madrid, which has everything. Bayern Munich will face Real Madrid, which is complete and has no weak points. It will be challenging, and I would like to know if Bayern Munich can repeat what they did with Arsenal. After all, on the other side, we will have the best team in the world, which is Real Madrid. Right after announcing the match, midfielder Thomas Müller sent this message to his German national team friend Rudiger and showed excitement for the return game at the Santiago Bernabeu.
For us, the semifinals between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, I think one of the biggest games in world football. I'm excited to go there in 3 weeks. I think the home game is in 2 weeks, so let's go FCB.
Remember that this confrontation will put Müller and Ancelotti face to face, who don't get along very well.
Carlo, massive congratulations. What a way to win the game here at the Etihad.
Happy, difficult game. We knew that we were going to suffer. We suffered. It was, of course, a really difficult game. But to win here, you have to behave like this. We had a great attitude. We defended well. Of course, they had more control of the game. We started well the game.
Ancelotti was Bayern Munich's big bet after Guardiola's departure. It came with the mission of trying to conquer the Champions League, the only tournament Pep Guardiola couldn't win with the Bavarian team. When Müller was asked about working with Ancelotti, this was the response from the German midfielder. When we achieved stability and control of the game, it was easier for me to have a positive impact. And in the years after Guardiola's departure, we failed. Sometimes it felt like being in the Wild West. We fought everything we learned in those wonderful years was gone. I had the feeling that anything could happen. Maybe for the spectators, it was even more fun that way. During Ancelotti's time there, Müller lost some of his prominence with Guardiola and lost space in the team. Perhaps that's why he doesn't miss Ancelotti as much. Thomas Tuchel has also been questioned about the Champions League clash and the duo of Vinicius Jr. and Rodrygo from Real Madrid. We hope that some players return to provide alternatives and a full bench, but this is the benchmark regarding team effort, willingness to sacrifice, go out and suffer together. There is no other way to play football at this level. It will be completely different because Real Madrid's style differs from Arsenal's. I haven't watched much of Real Madrid this season. It's one of the most demanding games you can play, a semi-final against the biggest club in the world. Vinicius and Rodrygo are talented players who performed well against City and have shown tremendous development at Real Madrid. They bring significant energy and creativity to the game and are vital to Ancelotti's attack. They alternate positions in the attack, and we know the danger they represent and the impact they can have in any match. I don't know how to stop them, but we are prepared. Real Madrid has a talented young team, and we look forward to the challenge. On the Real Madrid side, Rodrygo also commented on the match.
Assim como foi contra o City no outro ano que a gente passou, agora contra o Bayern também vai ser muito difícil, como foi agora contra o City também, mas a gente tendo passando, a gente sabe que sempre sofre para ganhar aqui, e contra o Bayern acho que não vai ser diferente, manter a concentração nos dois jogos e, bom, descansar agora, a gente tem um clássico agora que a gente quer muito vencer também para ficar mais perto da liga, então é focar no que vem.
I do not doubt that Real Madrid is the favourite to qualify against Bayern and reach another final, possibly facing a potential future reinforcement in Mbappe. Guys, can you imagine Mbappe, who many have already agreed with Real Madrid, competing in a final with his future team? That would be amazing. But both teams have to make it right. Both PSG from Borussia and Real Madrid from Bayern. We can't say that Real Madrid and PSG are already in Wembley. The two German teams, Bayern and Borussia, in the Champions League have been very competitive. Everything is heading towards having two great semi-finals. But now I want to hear what you thought of T's statements about Vinicius and Rodrygo and Müller's about Ancelotti.
And für Müller ist dasselbe. Braucht 2 Tage Pause.
Drop your thoughts in a comment. Keep an eye on the pitch and stay tuned to see how these thrilling storylines unfold. Don't miss out on any updates. Subscribe to Prestigious Sport to keep informed. What are your predictions for the upcoming matches? Let us know in the comments below. Let us.